In Acts chapter 27, we find Paul in Jerusalem. His preaching stirred up quite a commotion. He was beaten, arrested, and would have been killed if the Roman authorities hadn't protected him. But despite this apparent chaos, God had a plan for Paul's life. On the night of his arrest, the Lord appeared to him and said, "Take courage. As you have testified about me in Jerusalem, so you must also testify in Rome." Paul must have been glad of that assurance, as the very next day there was a new plot to kill him, which he heard about from his nephew. Again, Paul was rescued by Roman soldiers. Although many people accused him, Paul would have been found innocent by the Roman authorities if he had waited in Jerusalem. But he knew that God wanted him to go to Rome. So he claimed his right as a citizen to appeal directly to Caesar. So today we find Paul setting sail under guard for Italy. In modern times, if it were not for the pandemic, we could fly that distance in under 4 hours. As they were sailing, it was far more complicated and dangerous. Paul warns his guards. "Sirs, I can see that this voyage will be with danger and much heavy loss, not only of the cargo and the ship, but also of our lives." Sadly, they take the advice of the experts instead, and we read in the rest of the chapter that the voyage was indeed a disaster. Paul does make it safely to Rome, as God had promised, and there was no loss of life thanks to God's mercy. So what plans does God have for you? We may not have a clear message from God, but we do know that He knows the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. That's Jeremiah 29:11. We may be going through a stormy time at the moment, but God will bring us into safe harbour in His good time.